My dear friends, it is an absolute delight today to have a very, very distinguished guest who will be talking to all of us. I have the pleasure and the absolute joy to introduce Ambassador Dr. Ron Malka. Dr. Malka has served as the ambassador from Israel to India, and he has proven to be a great friend of India and indeed a great friend of Adani. His career has been astonishingly illustrious. He served in the military in very senior positions in Israel. Following that, he also was the dean at one of the top colleges in Israel in the financial and the banking universities. And he has also added to all these great achievements the positions of having been chairman of 3 investment funds in Israel. Following that, he moved over to India to serve as the ambassador. Dr. Malka, welcome.
Thank you for having me, Mr. Sudipta.
So let me start off by a question that I believe every single Indian has. What makes Israel so innovative?
Well, I think that since the establishment of Israel, we were struggling for survival. And necessity brings creativity. And I would say that we built our country on education. Because when we started 75 years ago, we had almost nothing, started from scratches, no natural resources. People that fled from all over the world, left their assets behind and came to Israel. So we invested in human capital, in education, which later evolved to innovation out of necessity. I think this is the main driver that made us an innovative country.
Fascinating again. We all hear about the military training that every single Israeli student has to go through, and it's mandatory. How does that really shape the personality of these literal kids who actually have to go through this intense training?
So, as you well mentioned, it's mandatory also for men and women. And it's actually the melting pot. The military is obviously the main educator of the Israeli youth. They come to this melting pot and they work as a team. The teamwork that they go through, what they are being educated of, the responsibility they get working together, trusting together. And when you need to trust someone and to rely on him, when you don't know that your life are dependent on him, it's for life. And if I will connect this question to the former one, you will see that our successful in innovation also relies on the teamwork that we have developed within the military. You will see that many startups in Israel were started with some idea, but then if someone wants to implement this idea, he goes naturally to his team from the military because he trusts them. They trust him. They used to trust each other and their life were dependent on each other. And this is the best teamwork you can get.
It's fascinating as Dr. Malka was responding to the question. I was thinking that if organizations could learn from what a country like Israel can teach us, the extent of collaboration that you all demonstrate, the extent of innovation that you all showcase, the extent of pace at which the country moves, it's just fascinating to all of us. And since you mentioned startups, and we hear about the change in the pace of technology, the acceleration that is happening, and how Israel is always on the cutting edge, I have to ask you this. In this world today where we are all scared, but yet ambitiously optimistic about artificial intelligence, what is the future of artificial intelligence from your point of view?
Well, I think that artificial intelligence is basically the future, because what we are doing now with artificial intelligence is not only developing advanced solution to many challenges, we even use artificial intelligence in order to define and to distinct which from the emerging technologies will be those that will shape the future. So we use this advanced technology, artificial intelligence, to define and to sort the new emerging technologies, because not all of them will survive and will continue. So this is as much artificial intelligence is important. Many crucial challenges have been solved by artificial intelligence.
You know, I have a question that I'm sure you anticipate me asking. Ambassador Malka, I'm switching now from doctor to ambassador because he is a friend of India and he served here as an ambassador, as I said when I was introducing. What has been your learnings from your tenure in India?
Well, I learned so much. I came to India and I didn't really know and understand India. Not that I understand now, but I understand much better. And India is incredible. And what I basically learned, and I think Israel learned from India, is different approach to life. More acceptance, more understandings, tolerance. So we have so much, Israelis have so much to learn from India. And I also learned that we have a very good friend here in India. And I also learned that I found a whole people that its emotional structure is so similar to ours. And for the first time, I understood and realized how come that we have such a good chemistry between Israeli and Indians. And I understood that the emotional structure, the same family values, friendship values that we share, are the foundations of these very successful relations. That's how, even during COVID, we had such a good collaboration between Israel and India. I'm not sure if you remember, but rapid tests for COVID. You know, the Israeli DRDO worked with the Indian DRDO and they established a very big research. And within 9 days, we took samples of 25,000 COVID patients, and we really advanced those technologies of rapid tests. And all the world was just looking like this, how did they do that? No other two countries can collaborate in such good manner. And I really understood that there is people here that love us, that accept us, that have so much similarities, although we are so different, you know, in scale and many other things, so many similarities that connect us and creates this great chemistry, this spark that you see when Indians and Israelis just meet each other, start working, and you see this spark of chemistry, and this is amazing.
What a beautiful way. What a beautiful way of stating, the friendship between the two nations. I can tell you this much with a lot of warmth and with a lot of assurance that if we were to ask the 1.4 billion Indians that which country is the friend that they can trust, Israel would rank at the absolute top. And I think your answer is a great manifestation of why this friendship is important to both of us and both of our nations.
Thank you so much for this.
One more quick question, sir. The port of Haifa was something that was a hallmark in terms of how the Adani Group wanted to make its presence felt, not just in Israel, but also into the Mediterranean. You are now the chairman of the port of Haifa. And so we are so delighted to have you on our side representing us to the outside world. What is your vision about the port of Haifa?
First, let me say that I'm honored and privileged to be chosen by the Adani Group to represent the group and to be part of the group and act as the active chairman of the Haifa port. And I'm really flattered. I think all the Israeli public is flattered when Adani Group, such a great group, leading world in many, many aspects, is coming to Israel and investing in our infrastructure and want to settle in Israel and to entrench in Israel, for us, it's very flattering, it's very warming, it's a big reflection of what is happening between Israel and India. Adani is a leading company in India, and for us, Adani coming, bidding for Haifa port, which is a strategic asset of Israel, and India being a strategic partner of Israel, is a great milestone, a hallmark, as you mentioned. We are very flattered. It really gets the countries, not only Adani, it's the India and Israel, so closer, and hopefully this will be a successful story. It has to be a successful story, and more initiatives, more joint ventures, more collaborations will come.
Thank you so much, sir. My dear friends, our chairman often talks about our plans of expansion. And as we move further and further away from our own shores, from our own borders, it is friends of ours like Ambassador Malka that make all the difference as they represent us to the world. What a personality we have had today talk to us. Doctor, Ambassador, Dean, Chairman of Capital Markets, and now we are privileged to have him as the Chairman of Haifa. I'm sure we will hear a lot more from Dr. Ambassador Malka. Thank you very much for your time. Ambassador, thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much.
Thank you.